Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nick. Welcome to Angelonic Video Tutorials. Today I will talk a little bit about how to do something mixed. Because I discussed with my friends in the last couple of days, and they said something like this. They said something like a lot of engineers or a lot of managers are worried because they don't know how to manage in case if they have mixed teams. And I don't say here mixed teams like software developers, testers, system administrators or DevOps, not like that. Mixed teams meaning having different type of developers or different programming languages for developers, and this is a big issue. This is a big issue in IT field because managers in general don't know to manage something who is IT. They manage something like C#, VB.NET, or so on, something like that. It's exactly like a lot of developers don't talk algorithms, don't talk IT as a software development, don't talk OOP, object-oriented programming. They talk C# or VB.NET. So in this case, I will try a little bit to make you to understand why it's good also to have some mixed teams. Why it's good to use .NET. I choose .NET Framework because it's a little bit harder to understand if you don't know .NET Core or in cloud. So in this case, I choose something like I will take something like probably everybody knows. It's .NET Framework, it's C#, it's VB.NET, WinForms. I didn't want to have something very fancy because I want every kind of level of software developer to understand, or any kind of level of manager to understand, starting with leadership, lead developers or team leads, After that with IT project managers or software project managers, continuing with the senior part with CTOs. Okay, so basically everybody must understand this, so everybody can see it and everybody can understand what's going on inside. So let's say we have already a software made in Visual Basic.NET, and we have just one developer in Visual Basic.NET, and we have another developer or multiple developers in C#. For a lot of managers, I saw it's a big issue because they don't know how to mix that part, how to put everything together, and also to have something, and not to take everything from scratch. I saw in general managers do something like if they don't need a language, let's say Visual Basic.NET for example, and they want to switch on C#, they just let go to VB.NET developers or put them in other project and remain only with C# and they will take everything from scratch, from zero. Okay, it's good to have that, to have from scratch everything if you want to, if you have a lot of time and a lot of resources like money and other kind of resources for that. But if you want to continue something and you want to have both things, because you don't have time and you need to continue to put over what you have, in that case you need to have mixed teams and with mixed software developers, and also in the same team actually. Yeah, I know it's a little bit it's an extravagance, I know, but that's why we are here to understand about extravagances. Okay, so I choose for today a mixed solution with two programming languages. It's about C#. You can see C# here somewhere. Oops, here. Okay, it's C#. After that, we have VB.NET. Both are in WinForms. The type of its desktop application, using .NET Framework, and as an IDE, we will use Visual Studio. Good. I hope people to understand. This is to make everybody must understand, to make people to understand. It's not necessary to fire developers if they are not in your project and you want to do other project. You can train, but in meantime you can optimize your time, not only the budget, to use them in what you have, and after that to do, or in case of the client, the end user, the end client, even if it's B2B, business to business, even if it's B2 consumer, B2C, and they have already something and you need to continue with something else, other programming language, you need to mix all this part, okay, and not to make a chaos, not to create a chaos inside of the solution. So let's see what's going on about. So I have here Visual Studio, and I will create a WinForms application in Visual Basic. Okay, so WinForms .NET Framework, WinForms application, so it's a desktop application. I will say VB.NET to this because it's the first in my solution. I will say multi solution, I don't know, can be something like multi programming languages solution. Yeah, someone who is in other technology like Java or PHP or stuff like that will be a little bit confused now, because they can't do in two different programming languages in the same solution and to work. In general, they can using web services and other strategies, but direct using in that they can't. So in this case, we will discuss now a solution with VB.NET, one project. Solution can have multiple projects. Okay, so first project in solution is VB.NET, and the second one will be C#. So we have VB.NET, and let's do it. It's a .NET Framework 4.7.2. We will let basically the IDE to create the project for us. We have a project. You can see here the project is VB.NET with my project, with references, application config, and form1.vb. Again, I said to everybody that CS is not class. Yeah, it's about the class in general, but it's also for C, like .vb is extension for Visual Basic. It's not .vb.net, it's .vb because it's Visual Basic, and .net because it's on that part of .NET Framework. Okay, I saw the software developers who are confused in all this part. Perfect. We have here first project. Let's add the second project, who will be in C#. We take the second one, who is in C#. Can you see first was VB, second is WinForms C#. Let's take C# and we'll say C#, okay, like this, because I don't know if I can have special characters. I don't want to have an error. So in this case, I will do in the projects, in the same project, okay, in this part. Or be aware, you can have something like another type of project, but I choose two WinForms projects. So new project, to add a new project, okay, C#, next will be C# as a project, will be in multi-language solution, blah blah blah, the same part, that is for entry levels. So create. Basically now we had the IDE scaffold for us, create automatically for us a structure for another project in C#. Can you see? First is VB.NET, second is C#. Okay, good. We have two projects. Let's see if they work. First, let's see if VB.NET works. Start to debug, and let's see what we have already. Must be compiled, and of course we have an interface, form1. Good, it's working. Let's have C# now and debug and start debugging, and we will have another form1, but in C#. Let's be a little bit more creative and say we have form1 VB. and we'll put here form1 vb.net to make the differences. Can you see in title? Okay, and we open also form1 in C#, and we'll say form1 in C#. So now we have this kind of title. Perfect. Let's debug again. We have this, and in the same time, by the way, we can debug also C#. So we have in VB.net and C# was working, can you see it's working in the same time in the same solution. Build perfect, you can see the output, it's perfect, no errors, no warnings, no nothing. So in this case we have two projects, one in C#, one in VB.net, who can work in the same solution. Good start, perfect start to understand what's going on with mixed solutions. Boom, let's go a little bit more advanced in what's going on here. So we have form1 VB.net. Let's create another form in VB.net saying form2 probably will be automatically named by ID form2.vb. Okay, we have form2.vb. Compile everything. By the way, Control Shift and B, it's automatically for you, and it's very easy for you on the keyboard to compile. Okay, or you can build the same. Build Control Shift B or click here is the same to build, to compile, and to create everything it's necessary. If you do rebuild, basically is delete the old DLLs, all the libraries what is created already, and what's necessary, basically entire structure, what's necessary is an output, and rebuild it, recreate it again. Good. Now we have form1, form2 in VB, and just one form in C#. Perfect. What we need now to do, we need now to create something like, oops, I make the double click, sorry. Let's do something like put a button. We will place a button here. Button, we have a button, drag and drop. Put the button here a little bit bigger, you know. And what we have here, we have form1 in C#, we have form1 in VB.net, who will go directly with C# to see both projects work. We saw already, okay? And we have form2 who don't appear, you know, because form1 is default to start the project, okay? So in this case, we need to start form2 from the second project, from VB project, who by the way is VB.net, from form1 in C# project. Whoa! What? We will apply something on C# who will go on VB and will start something doing in VB using C#? Wow, yes. Correct. It will be something like this. So let's try to do this part a little bit, okay? So what we will do, we will have something like the button and the code in back of the button. Okay, double click, we have automatically an event. Can you see here, this is a class. Basically this is a public class, and it will say public class. Why I do this? Because this is for best practices. Don't forget to apply best practices all the time. If you start to create everything and you have in your mind, apply best practice when you do something, apply best practice when you do something. And also apply, this is also for documentation, for technical documentation. Perfect, you will have a perfect release at the end, you know. So basically it's a class named form1, okay, inherited from class named form. Basically what is this? Taking from form everything going in form1, we have all what you need directly for a form, okay, for that window, you know. Good. And what we have here, we have basically something very easy, or some initialization, you know, for the class, for what's going on. Because when you do class 1, name of the class equal new class 1, and put in parentheses, that means you the software the IDE goes directly in this part to see what's going on there, to initialize the component. Okay, good. Here we have another one who is basically the handlers for click event. It's in an event. Click, the event named click for a button, not a special thing. Okay, good. So what we have here, first we have something in C# and we have VB.NET. To do something with VB.NET, we need to go in references and other reference. We have different type of references, and in general all programmers start to forget about this. They start to use NuGet a lot, but in some cases you really need to go and apply some references here. So in this case, let's see some assemblies, projects, shared projects can be different part of project, solutions, and so on. In what kind of solution, go in that solution, take from that solution, project from that solution, so more than this. But in our case, we have in the same solution the project name VB.NET. Basically, we will take we will accept the DLL from the second project, and we will use public classes and all, public variables and what's going on, what is public, in the other project. Okay, so from project VB.NET we will take and we will use in project C#, but we will not recreate. We just go to that. Look, we have it here. Let's build again. Green, build, succeed, everything perfect. What we have here? We have here VB.NET, okay, dot form2. Woo, we have form2 already as a class there. Yes, can you see? The name is form2 equal new, and now to know where to go. Okay, even if it's different programming language because it's in the same .NET, you can use it. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of .NET. That's why I like .NET so much, you know, because even if you have 2 different programming languages or 3 different programming languages with F#, or even if you have with Q# from Quantum, you can take from that. It's wow, you can do a matrix there. Okay, so we have basically something here, you know, we have here like to use from the VB.NET project, which is, by the way, in the other programming language, to use in this form1 in C#. Good. Let's do something like form2 show. Basically, what I do here. Here, I will try to use from VB.NET project. You know, and here we will open form with capital F, form2 from VB.NET project, but in C#. Okay, good. Let's see if everything is okay and working. Let's start VB.NET debug, and let's see if it's loading. Yes, here, good. And let's start C# debug. Come on, debug. Okay, and we have C# with a button. Okay, so we have, can you see, VB.NET and C#. Good, but we can't do nothing without a button. If we have this button and play the button, basically appear form2. Can you see? Appear form2. Beautiful. Pure beautiful. Why? Because we have already this. In .NET we can do that part from other programming language to take in other programming language, from one project in another project. Okay, so we have it. Look, it's working. Perfect. Look here, form2, form1 in VB.NET, and also C#. Let's close form 2, go again, it appear on the other monitor. That is primary, that's why all the time appear in the other monitor, and I need to drag and drop here. So form 2 is here and it's working. Perfect. So what we did, basically we opened another form, another window for everybody to understand, you know. We opened another window from other project who is in another type, another kind of programming language. Whoa, it's exactly like you open from on your desktop a door for your neighbor. Nice, right? Good. So it's good. Let's do something more than this. Let's try to do something like to have here we have form 1, form 2. Okay, let's say form 2 in VB.NET to not to create confusion, not to be confused. In VB.NET, okay, and it's working. Again, I will start C#. I will start VB.NET. Basically, VB.NET is started first, and I will start manually by debug. Also, come on, yeah, good, it's working. This one, and also form 2 is created, and it's form 2 in VB.NET. It's good, it's working, perfect. Till now everything is perfect. What we will do more than this, for example, here in VB.NET we will create a general variable, okay, a universal variable. I mean a variable who can be used not just inside of a class. So let's do something like public. I hope not to forget how to do it. Public name of text, okay, as string. Yeah, good. In VB.NET we don't have the end of the text like in C#, you know, to put some notation, special notations, you know. So we have this in VB.NET. We have this form, okay. We can say a form for this, and so on. So we have something here. Let's put also in this form something like a label. You will see why. Label. Okay, VB.NET probably is too big. Let's do it like this. And also in form 1 design, form 1 in C#, okay, I will put something like a text box. Basically what I want to do, probably some of you detected already what I want to do. I want to put a text in this text box, and when I press the button, not just to open another window in VB.NET project in another programming language VB.NET, I will send also text from this to that. Yes. Strange, right? Woo, magic. Good. Let's do this. And I think it's text box 1. Good, perfect. So we have something here like let's do it for open, but also we need to compile to be sure everything is correct and take. Perfect. So form 2, and we have here what was the name? Sorry, I forgot. Name of text, I think was name of text. Name of text. It's here. Dot text, or can be like this, equal with text box 1 text. This is in C#. Wow, what I did. Basically, from text box 1, meaning where is text box 1 in C#. Text box 1. When I press this button, we'll take the text from text box 1 and send it. It will be sent it in form 2 into a variable. This, but for the moment can't appear. It's just in this variable, but nothing else. What we need to do, we need here to place when it's form load, because after this form will be load, loaded. So we need in the form to create, to transmit data from this variable in graphic, in interface. So what we need to do, label one dot text equal name of the text. Okay. Oops, sorry, like in C#. I told you, sometimes I'll do it like in C#. So basically, again, we have a text. We will put a text here in text box. When we will do the event named click, the click event, basically that text will go in the VB.NET project within VB.NET to a variable in this form, in this variable. And because the form will load after that, if you can see, we will load, we will put to show, to appear, the form in VB.NET. In that moment, the form will take in label 1, in label 1, in this one, will take the text from that variable. So we have C#, from C# goes into a variable in VB.NET, and from that variable go in interface in VB.NET. Woo, good. Let's see. Let's see if it's working. Let's build everything, build succeed, and let's start something like VB.NET or C#, don't care. I'll start C# first, and after that I will start VB.NET project. Come on. Okay, so VB.NET and C# is here. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, put some text here. I don't know. Okay? Button. And put some text here. Good. Look, again, stop this. Another text here. Just here, okay? And appear another text here. So it's working. Basically, this is C#, goes from this text box when I apply event, click event on this button, go on this form. This form can be closed, it's not a problem about that. On this form, into a variable. And because this form, in the same event, we have that form to show, show the form, show me the form, render the form. In that moment, will be take it from that variable, general variable, and put it in interface. So basically, what we can do is something like hello. Let's see, hello, something like that, and do in the form. It's working perfectly. So this is the way to deal with two different programming languages in two different projects in the same solution. If you have a project already started and you don't want to kill a project from scratch because probably the project is too big, and because probably you have just 2 or 3 developers, because in general I saw companies, in general the IT companies, software houses don't have 200, 300 developers. They are in general with 20, 30 developers top, but because they go probably with 2 or 3 or more projects in the same time to make money, it's obvious. They have just a couple of projects for a couple of developers, for a project. So in this case, if the project is started in VB.NET, for example, it's not necessary to kill that project and take everything from scratch, because it's the same. It's monolith, having the same structure, and so on and so on and so on. It's not necessary. It's in the same in .NET framework and so on. It's not necessary to kill something, because it's not different part of software architecture or something like that. Yeah, if you have something like to create a microservice, then you need to split everything in microservices or microservices architecture, because a microservices basically is a microservice architecture, and going cloud, do something else, just a service based on API, basically do the business layer and all stuff like that. It's different. But look, it's working. So for people who really have projects, I saw in general here in UK, I saw companies who have already some project in some programming language like VB.NET, for example, but they can't find VB.NET developers because a lot of developers goes on C#, or they can't find in C# because they go in VB.NET. Depends. It's not a problem with programming languages here. It's a problem to find a developer. Because of this, I saw projects who has been killed, has been terminated, only because they didn't have a lot of developers, or they have just one developer who do support in general and start from scratch something else and do that. But if the client, the customer, try also in that part to say to you, I want more features, in the moment you are, what I can do, and this is the answer. Do it mixed. Sometimes you need to do. I know it's an extravagance part, but sometimes you do in mixed forms to say like that. I mean to create a solution with mixed multiple programming languages. Okay, good. You can have also solution with the web part and also Windows the same, or in the moment you can apply. Depends where you put and what you put. Need some web services there, to do it. If it's client's server in the moment, yeah, you need that part. If it's client serverless like in cloud, it's different, and so on. So for the moment we saw that. I think was okay for you to understand why I took something from C# project. I activated another form in VB.NET project. By the way, C# project was in C# created, you see, and VB.NET project was in VB.NET created. So two different languages. Okay, basically I put to see another form, another window. Okay, and also I transfer some data from a text box from C# to VB.NET. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick. It was a pleasure for me also today to be with you. Till next time, see you guys. Bye bye.